So, what's the historical significance of that little road? How could a tiny dirt path be of such enormous significance? What's the big deal? Well, to begin with, it was the first such road in Kentucky. You have to remember that at that time there were no actual roads in Kentucky or west of the Alleghanies. No towns, no roads, nothing. No London, Mount Vernon, Berea, or anything. Just wilderness. Imagine that. Nothing there but animals, Indians, and forest. That's not to say there weren't trails. There were plenty of Indian and animal trails, particularly buffalo trails, that could be followed to get somewhere. The trick was figuring out which of the trails to combine together to get from point A to point B. That was the genius of Daniel Boone. He had the unique ability never to forget where he had been and not get lost. It's been said he had two main assets. He had a photographic memory and he was fearless. That's remarkable. So his road was the first, the prototype. It was the first road ever to bridge the wilderness. Specific purpose of bringing in settlers. Remember those words, bringing in settlers. To really understand this, you have to realize the mindset of the people of the day. This was 1775, the time of the Revolutionary War. Declaration of Independence, 1776, remember? The people wanted to break free from the British, the taxes, the rules, the tyranny. They wanted to break free, move west, claim land, and succeed. You could do this one of two ways. You could come down the Ohio River by water, or you could come down the Shenandoah Valley along the Appalachian Mountains and through the Gap by land. One big problem: the wilderness. A mysterious, scary, dangerous place to be. Full of Indians, wild animals. You could starve to death, freeze to death, some people even drown. What Daniel Boone did in opening this little road was literally tell the world that a person could traverse the wilderness, survive, and succeed. So history literally turned at that point, and about 200,000 people traveled over all or at least part of that little road in the next 20 years. Actually, the spirit of America, the dream. Remember the American dream? To dream, to seek, to achieve, to triumph was born in part because of Boone Trace. Pretty phenomenal. There's a monument at the Daniel Boone Park in Flat Lake, Kentucky. Emblazoned on the top are these words which pretty much say it all. No other trail is of greater historical significance to the founding of Kentucky and the opening of the West. Read that again. No other trail is of greater historical significance to the founding of Kentucky and the opening of the West. The trail was used in the Revolutionary War as the Western supply line to defeat the British. By 1792, that is 17 years later after Boone Trace was opened, when Kentucky became a state, approximately 200,000 settlers had passed over the trail. So, the historical significance of that little road is huge, without question. It was that little road that did it, not the Wilderness Road, which became more dominant as time went on and caused confusion about Boone Trace and allowed its importance and significance to be overlooked and forgotten. It was Boone Trace that started it all, a fact we must resurrect and recognize.